want to dedicate this video to my parents. Just a shout out to all those people that are watching my videos throughout and commenting and answering some of the questions that I have placed within the videos. So I really appreciate that. It's the amount of snow accumulation on the rooftops right now from the last storm. That's why in this type of country you have metal rooftops. So when the sun does come out, it melts and slides off. We've already had a lot fall off. Just waiting for this to come. It saves from shoveling. You can see here what has come off. It's hardly anything there. And then the amount, a little bit in the corner that didn't slide yet. You can see here where the top of the tree has broken off, landed all over the ground, needles everywhere. It's an older tree and the snow must have finished it off. You can hear a magpie coming. You can see here where a squirrel has been tunneling underground. A lot of the times they're doing that and going to the base of the tree. A big bud pile going through the seeds. So here he was doing that again in a different spot. We had a couple inches of new snow overnight. And it has drifted eastward. We had my family in the Maritimes. Got some last night, about 15-20 centimeters. So they're shoveling out this morning. You can see that it's trying to clear. Got a beautiful kind of gray, bluish colors going on in the sky as the storm drifts. An umbrella of beautiness coming out on this tree. The snow is very tricky right now with the skies the way they are. It's making shadows in the bushes. So if you can see way over yonder, you can follow up along. Sometimes it just looks like it might be a moose lying over there. But yet it'll turn out to just be the branches. Certainly, you don't even have to wear gloves. There is a tree in there somewhere. It's going to follow an old deer trail down through. Certainly isn't anything that's not covered with snow. You can hear the birds singing to each other. If you study the trees, you'll see where the sun has been hitting on one side and not so much on the other, as the back of the trees have all the snow. Nowadays, with the invention of GPS, you can always plan out your trails. Not as many people will use the compass anymore, or the old signs of where the moss grows. Just awesome how the sun is making the snow sparkle now that the day's going onward. We have lots of fresh bunny trails. Here where a bird has come up and down, it could be a magpie. As the partridge, although the snow is deep, that's what it appears to be by the looks of it here. they found something. This bunny has sure been busy since last night. I don't think there's a patch of snow that he missed. You certainly would not go hungry in a survival mode, because there are several here, although you don't get a chance to see them much. Now, if you look right here, you can see where the rabbit has gone up under that tree root. They could be hiding in there right now. Climbing up one of my fairly steep boulder trails and repacking it. It is a workout. My heart's just a-pumping, breaking this new trail, and you can see how far the deer are sinking. So you can see when they find my snowshoe trail that's packed, they like to walk on it. Much easier than sinking. I'd say there's at least 6 inches or more of new powder since the weekend last. I don't know if their legs are much longer than mine. They're having a tough go of it. Some unique clouds coming in over there through the blue skies. Somewhere over in the trees, a magpie is singing to us. It's been 3 weeks since I've been to this base camp. I had shoveled snow up along the sides, but it's like I haven't been here. But it's a welcome rest spot. We are at a welcome rest stop. Looks like a rabbit's made his home in and out under this log. We got some clearing out to do, and then we'll get to making up a dinner as the day goes by quickly. Took us a little longer to get in through this trail with the deep snow breaking through, but it's a beautiful sight as the sun melts all the snow off the trees and they drip and glisten in the light. Challenge sometimes when you're going through the deep powder to get your straps back off. They're not like the rubber straps on the old ash snowshoes. If the snow builds up inside, you gotta help maneuver them out. I have a dead tree that I've cut up for the base of my fire in the snow. It'll keep my dry wood, my pine, dry, and hopefully after it's heated a while, we'll light it as well to create a nice bed of coals for cooking. What I like about this particular location is I picked it for sunnier days. It doesn't have a canopy up over top, so you're not getting all that rain of water that's coming off the trees. Ordinarily, if it was a stormy day and not so ideal conditions, you would have the canopy top and be underneath. But today, it's beautiful and sunny as we get this fire going. Crows and magpies. So far, haven't seen anything other than the bird category. So as your fire's getting going, you can be busy making sticks for your lunch. And that's what I'm doing right now. Brought with me a couple of pork chops, which I marinated overnight into a sweet and sour onion garlic sauce. So I'm going to just smoke those over the fire. I did bring some basmati brown rice, which has already been rinsed, but what I realized is I didn't bring the pot for that, so I'm going to do a makeshift cook pot for that. And we're also going to be having some bread, a recipe a friend, a subscriber, has sent. And it is being flavored with chives and parsley. And I've made a bit of garlic butter to go on it when it's done. We'll include the recipe. If anyone would like that, they can just send me a message and I'll pass that on. What you need to do while you're waiting for your fire. So I found my makeshift teapot. It's full of snow. I had it hidden underneath with my portable oven. So that's going to turn out to be useful. I'm going to try to cook my rice in that and see how it works out. It may be a problem because I don't have a lid for it to steam. So we'll see what happens. I'm setting that right in the fire right away because we've got some ice frozen in the bottom. So I've started my pork chops at the back of the fire. They're smoking and cooking at the same time. I've got them up high off the fire. And there's snow all around them. And if the snow starts to melt too much, I'll just get some from the side and pack it around to keep the sticks up right. So that'll give them more chance to cook and to do other things as we go. And here's a couple of balls of the bread batter, all spiced with its chives and parsley, ready to go on the sticks. I have separated into 2 pieces so we can wrap it around like a chain and see how we make out with it. So here I have wrapped the bread around the stick in a couple of chains. I've spread it out a little thinner than I did my bannock. This way it'll cook better and more even through. So it looks really good, and I really liked how it handles after it's been proofed. And it burns down. I got my rice there because it needs to boil. My rule of thumb is I know it's as much water or a little more than rice. But for me, I always just look at it and it's just a little tip of your small finger over the top of it is plenty. So we got a beautiful bed of coals. Got that bread coming along. I really like this bread because it's really getting a nice crust on it. The pork chops are just going splendid there, getting smoked. A little bit of fat, gets darker on the outside. But because I didn't cut that part off, and I like the flavor, some of it. And it's going along just nicely. So we'll have enough coals to cook everything up. You can hear the rice. I'm going to add some peas on that. It's going to be mighty tasty. I saved some more onion garlic sauce if I need to baste the pork chops. It's going to be delicious. That bread looks awesome. So there we have that beautiful bread getting ready to break off the stick. We're going to try that in a minute with some butter. Looks fabulous, smells fabulous. We got the rice steaming like mad. Ordinarily, it's not done this way. I'll see how we manage with just throwing the peas on top. We got the pork chops getting done. It's going to be delicious. And we're still going to have lots of coals left over to keep us warm while we eat. So here we are dishing up a few things. I just broke some bread off. I'm going to dip in this garlic butter. I got my peas and rice there. I'm going to get one of my chops over here and it's going to be fabulous. No kidding, probably some of the best bread I've tasted yet. So flavorful, so tender, so, oh, good. Just for the purpose of video, dipping it in the garlic butter rather than spreading it without my tripod. But, oh, it is just, I can't express enough. The combinations of food in the outdoors is endless. And this is the first time I've tried this. A shout out to Dee for the wonderful suggestion. I'll put a link to her channel up above. Just want to show you how easy that breaks off. Look at that. Just beautiful. So there I have my pork chop on the stick. It's there on the fat end, but it looks really good. Nice and toasty with the sauce. So we're going to try that. Rolled up that extra bread. We'll have that for a snack sometime. So delicious. Just want to show you that meat is done all the way through. Very nicely cooked all the way through. You can eat that just by holding it or cutting it up. Just tasty. And my dog can't wait to have a little nibble. And trying the rice, it's fabulous. Life. It's the only way. The dark stuff is like the sauce, just tanning up, and oh, it's so tasty. Marinating any type of steak overnight, just delicious. I'm very tender as a result. We got the moon coming up over there, visible 3/4 at least, and the sun is going down. Sound is traveling for miles. It's going to be a nice little hike out. Hopefully the weather changes up to bring back the ice for ice fishing this year. Wow, look at all the snow on the bottom of that plant. Just a big ball, like a hive. Very cool. The sun hasn't reached it yet, so it's not falling. It's amazing how much that will hold. You can see deep this trail that I had to break here. It's probably about 8 inches. And the other few is packed down underneath my feet. So onward we go through this meadow. Everything in the snow is a work of art. It's beautiful as the sun goes down. That's good. I smell a little bit like smoked chops from working around the fire, so I'm making a delectable trail for the coyotes and wolves.